The X Games has shown many people that extreme sports can be fun and safe. Rock climbing is one of those sports. There are a few reasons why it is getting more popular. Rock climbing is getting safer all the time. Companies are constantly making safer rock climbing gear. Long ago, the safety equipment in rock climbing was of very low quality and it was not safe to use it. These days, safety gear is strong enough to carry an elephant without breaking. With better built-in material, people have been able to develop real-looking indoor climbing boards. This allows beginners to practice safely with proper coaching at minimum risk. They can learn how to climb properly and be prepared for real climbing in the mountains. Rock climbing has also been viewed as dangerous by many people due to old and wrong information. The internet has helped people better understand rock climbing. This has made more people interested in the sport. 2. So many people watch the Olympics. I think it's the most popular program on TV. No, it's not. The World Cup is the most popular event. Are you sure? There are more than 100 countries that take part in the Olympics. That is true. Still, more people watch the World Cup? Wow, I didn't know that. How many people watch the World Cup? It's different every time. In 2002, there were 25 days of game. In that time, an average of over 1 billion people watched the World Cup per day. FIFA said that the 2002 World Cup was the most successful World Cup so far. That is a lot. Which country do you think watched the most? In my opinion, China has the highest population, so they probably watched the most. During the World Cup, I think almost everyone in the world watched the games. Most South Koreans watched the World Cup. Oh, I heard that South Korea made the record for cheering outside in the streets. Over 4 million people watched the game between Korea and Italy in the streets. You know what? I was one of them. 3. Hi Sylvia, where are you going? I've got a lot of things to do today. I am taking my dog to the vet in the afternoon. Why? Is there anything wrong with your dog? No, he's very healthy. I always get him a checkup even if he's healthy. How often do you take him for a checkup? I take him to the vet every 6 months. Just to be sure, I also feed him some medicine. If I don't give my dog that medicine, he can become very sick. Oh, that would be terrible. It sounds like a lot of work is needed to keep dogs healthy. Is there anything else? I also take him out for walks every day. That way, both he and I get some exercise. That's how owners take care of their dogs properly. 4. There are many slow animals in the world. You might have heard of snails and turtles being slow animals, but how many people have heard of the laziest animal in the world? Scientists think the three-toed sloth is the laziest animal in the world. The three-toed sloth hangs on trees and it is common for the sloth to spend their whole life in just one tree. They only come down the tree about every 8 days because they do not like to move. They move at a speed of 1.5 meters a minute. The three-toed sloth sleeps for nearly 20 hours a day and moves only to eat. Since it hardly moves, many insects live in the fur of a sloth. The larger insect is smaller insects living in the fur of a sloth. The sloth always moves very slowly unless it is attacked by an enemy. 5. There are many large animals in the world. Elephants are large, but they are small when compared to the largest animal in the world, the blue whale. Baby blue whales are big, even when they are only babies. At birth, they are about 7 meters tall and weigh 2 tons. They drink 200 liters of milk every day, and they grow about 80 kilograms every day. In fact, they grow so quickly that we can hear them grow. The young whales stay with their mother until they are a year old. During that time, the young whale learns to live in the ocean. The mother whale teaches the young whale to hunt and fight off enemies. When young whales become adults, they are about 30 meters long and weigh about 130 tons. Adult blue whales can eat over 4,000 kilograms of food every day. 6. How many types of dinosaurs are there? Well, scientists have found about 500 different types of dinosaurs so far, and there are more to be found. Wow, that is a lot of dinosaurs. It would have been hard for humans to live with so many big animals. No, you are wrong. There was no human when there were dinosaurs. Humans came much later. Are you sure? I see humans and dinosaurs together on TV all the time. Yes, that's only in the movies. Humans only came about 60 million years later. You got to be kidding. Now I'm upset because I was told wrong information. I'm sorry you feel that way, but a lot of people made the same mistake. According to scientists, the world was probably full of dinosaurs, which were reptiles. There were very few mammals and insects. See, there are many animals that live in the water, but there are not many animals that live underwater when they are young and then live on land when they are older. One such animal is a frog. It has an amazing life cycle. First, the mother frog lays thousands of eggs in the water. The eggs have very slippery surface to protect the babies inside the eggs. The babies come out, and for the first 3 weeks, they grow a mouth, tail, gills, and eyes. Gills are what fish use to breathe underwater. Then, the tadpoles start growing small legs. They become better swimmers with a longer tail and start looking for food. Their legs grow longer and they also start to grow hands. After 3 months, the tadpoles come out of the water and become young frogs. The gills disappear and the young frogs start breathing with lungs. The young frogs start jumping around to move and start to catch food with their very long tongue. After 3 years, the adult frogs are ready to lay new eggs in the water. There are so many animals named to learn. If you think there are a lot, you should also know that there are separate names for male, females, and baby animals too. What do you mean? I'm sure you have heard of a male chicken being called a rooster and a female chicken a hen. That's much I know, but do all animals have different names for male and females? Most animals do have them. Some animals share the same name too. Males of large animals are called bulls, and females called cows. Their baby is called a calf. Aren't they the names of cows? Yes, you are right. But even if the animal is not a cow, such as crocodile or whale, they are still called bulls and cows. That is incredible. I didn't know any of that. Also, male cats are tomcats, females are queens, and babies are kittens. I will tell you one more. Male kangaroos are called Jew. Male kangaroos are called jacks, and female kangaroos are called Jews. Baby kangaroos are called joeys. Wow, there seems to be so much that I still need to learn. Have you heard of Dian Fossey? Who is that? I've not heard of her. She was a famous scientist who spent a lot of time studying gorillas. In fact, she was the first human to touch a gorilla and work with them. Oh, I remember her. I heard that even movies were made about her. Yes, that's her. She started the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund International to help gorillas in Africa. Many hunters were killing gorillas in the mountains. There were less than 650 gorillas in the world when she started the organization. Wow, she is an amazing woman. Is she still working to save the gorillas? Unfortunately, Dian was murdered in a home in Africa. Nobody knows who killed her, but some people think that it was the hunter who did not like her work. Oh, that is such tragic news. I need to talk about fruits in class tomorrow. That's good, there's so much to talk about. Good, I don't know about that. I've been thinking about what to say, but I haven't got a clue. Do you mind giving me a few ideas? No, I don't mind. Why don't you talk about drinks made from fruits? Or perhaps you can talk about the different fruits around the world? I thought every country in the world had the same fruits. No, different climates have different fruits. For instance, Europe has a lot of apples and grapes. Tropical countries have fruits like mangoes and pineapples. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. There must be a lot of things I can talk about tomorrow. Thanks for the ideas. Did you know that there are billions of animals and plants that live in the sea? I know fish live in the sea, but plants, I've not heard of such a thing. Seaweed is a sea plant, but that's only one type. In fact, most of the world's oxygens come from sea plants. What? Now you are really joking. Everyone knows that trees give us oxygen. Yes, plants on land give out oxygen too. There are a lot of very small plants floating in the sea that produce oxygen. These plants in the sea produce 1,000 times more oxygen than all the trees in the world. Wow, I didn't know that. We should take care of our oceans better. I don't want the oceans to stop producing oxygen. Yes, that is an important reason to keep the sea clean. Everyone knows that plants and animals are very different. The biggest difference is that plants do not have a mouth to eat and a brain to think like animals. Plants also have very different cells from animals. Most plants use a process called photosynthesis to get energy from the sun, not like animals, which have to eat to get energy. The leaves of the plant change light into energy that the plants can use. When plants change light to energy, they release oxygen into the air. Plants also have a different cell structure from animal cells. Plants have something called a cell walls. These walls are why plants break and not bend like animal skin. This is needed because plants do not have muscles to shape themselves.